Hey guys.
Hey.
So we interviewed Dr. David Lay, and he is a sexologist.
Well, he's
No,
a therapist,
he's a therapist, but he talks.
specializes in mental health
I think it's
and
a made-up word that I just came up with.
okay.
But he has a new book coming out called "Ethical Porn for Dicks: A Man's Guide to Viewing Pleasure." I
Hmm.
think that's the subtitle. Anyways, we talked about porn and its effects on relationships
Good and
and
bad.
good and bad. And I think it's an important topic because if you're watching this, more than likely it's on your computer, which is you're definitely on the internet, and you more than likely have looked at porn and probably consistently. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a really taboo kind of subject in Western culture, especially in the United States, that we don't talk about. It's funny, we talk about it like it's in all the advertising and it's in TV
Right.
and social media, even Instagram, Tinder,
But you may not talk about it with your partner.
but you don't talk about it with your
Well, I
partner.
think he said in the interview 90% of couples don't talk about it. And
Yeah, we were one of them.
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty big thing, especially if one of your partners or your partner does watch porn. I think it's
Which is
important.
likely
Yeah.
that they do.
Hmm.
That's the thing. Like we still, it's hard. It's kind of hard to talk about for because culture and society tells us it's this bad thing and we shouldn't do it, and it's not. As long as people have been able to sketch things in the sand and on cave walls, they've been drawing people naked having sex, and now technology's better and it's more widespread. And it's fine and it can be really healthy for a relationship and help a relationship. And it can also be detrimental. But the interesting thing he talked about was that a lot of times it's not the porn use that is a problem. There's an underlying problem
Right.
that is
It's
causing.
not the, what did he say? It's not the
Well, it's not the
cause, it's the symptoms.
right.
Or,
So it's not
yeah,
the illness.
right.
It's not the symptoms. It's the what is it?
No, it is. It's not
You
the
you
cause,
get the
it's the
point.
symptoms. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, they're not watching porn because they're watching porn because there's an underlying issue in your relationship.
Yeah. Well, no. I think that's the wrong way to put it. You can watch porn and there's no issues in the relationship.
Right.
When there's a problem, if one partner
Problem.
has a problem with the other watching porn, it's usually not the fact that they're just watching porn.
Right.
And it's usually the reason that the other partner, usually a guy, might be watching a lot of porn, and maybe that's the problem, is that the wife or the girlfriend is unhappy because the guy is watching a lot of porn. It's because there's another problem, and men tend to deal with stress, scientifically proven, by watching porn. So if they're not feeling um, connected with their partner, if they're
Mm-hmm.
not feeling that their partner understands them, they're not communicating well, they're gonna, instead of getting that stress relief from their partner, they're gonna go and watch porn, and then
And that's where it's a problem.
right.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing that Dr. Lay said is that it's not even really about porn, it's about masturbation, which is like how many
Well,
times, like, because
society is saying usually the people that speak up against porn speak up against it because of masturbation. That's what he was saying.
no, no, the underlying issue is it's like it's one and the same. If you're
Right.
watching porn, you're masturbating. I
Right.
mean, come on, let's be honest.
Right. But
99% of the time.
right. I get what you're
So
saying with that.
that's
But
what he's saying is that it's also the moral wrongness of pornography and the exploitation of women and all that people can say, which can happen. Let's not trivialize that, but most of the time that's not an issue. And consenting adults that are creating pornos. But you're saying that it's the masturbation is also a thing that society looks at as unnatural and wrong, especially coming from a religious angle sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, yeah, I think the takeaway is understand that it's okay to watch it. You shouldn't feel shameful, and it's perfectly healthy, and it can be healthy in a relationship. It's not to say that it can't hurt a relationship, but realize that it's not the porn. If you're having problems, more than likely there's something underlying, and that's what needs to be addressed. And I think that is really valuable, because if you are so focused on that, you can't watch porn and you're watching too much or whatever it is, that's not going to address the issue. You're still going to say your partner stops. It'll be something else, because the reason they're watching it, or the reason they resort to something else, acting out, whatever it is another issue in a relationship. Communication. They're not receiving love from you the right way. You're not acknowledging their bids. If your partner is putting their arm on you and rubbing your shoulder, and you're just kind of, doing like this, it's not going to make me feel good. I'm going to go watch porn. So be aware of your partner's needs, and understand that porn's not the worst thing, and you need to talk about it. I mean, it's important. It may be a hard conversation to have, but you're going to be better off. That was the big thing I wanted to mention, is that a big part of the problems too is the secrecy. So if you're in a relationship, you have like this part of your life that you never talk about with your partner, and your partner never sort of asks you about, and it's kind of like this unspoken about kind of, it's almost like you're lying. They may not even ask about it, but it's just like, it's like if you had a hobby and you enjoyed surfing, and you never told your partner about surfing. It's just kind of like an area of your life that it's not discussed, and it's important to talk about it and being open. So check out the episode with Dr. David Lay, and if you're online right now, you're going to end this video and probably visit a porn site if you're bored. And that's okay. See you later.
Okay, bye.